Alright, now that we've gone through a flow example, let's look at how we can drive some toolpath along this curve here. So we're going to just blank this out. We'll create a new layer, make it active. From here we're going to do 2D, extract edges. We're going to pick this face and choose OK. So that gives us the geometry we want to drive with. From here we're going to do 3D extrude curve. I'm going to turn off auto chaining. I'm going to select through to here and we'll say OK. Alright, so that gives us the surfaces we need to drive a toolpath using parallel with multiple curves. So from here we're going to load in mill multi-axis, surface base, parallel to multiple curves. I'm going to pick our ball mill. Okay, our edge curve is going to be this curve here. We can let's turn that off. We can say these edges here. That's our edge curve. Alright, our drive surface, that's going to be these surfaces here. Alright, this I'm just going to make sure it's limited to 3 and then we'll compute. Okay, so if we look at what's happening right now, you can see it's cutting on the wrong side of the surface. That has to do with the surface normals. If we display them, you can see they're all facing down. So what we need to do is reverse them. So we're going to do reverse surface normals, and then we'll click on these to switch their direction. Okay, from there, we'll come over to our feature, update all our geometry, recompute, and then now we have this cutting on the proper side. Alright. There we go. Okay. So from here, we want to do the same thing as flow line. So we're going to come into here, go to parameters, links, blended spline, compute. So that gives us this scenario, but if you notice, we're going to end up rapiding through the part, right? So we need to make some additional adjustments in order to fix this problem, essentially adding a lead out so that we can have some clearance on the tool. Okay, so for the lead out, we're going to go back over to here. We're going to go to links, lead in and lead out. This is the lead in section. This is the lead out. For the lead out section, we're going to go, this copies the options if you want it to be the same on either side. But in the lead out here, I want this to be a, let's go. Let's do a vertical tangent arc, and then this is going to be 0.25, 0.25. Okay, so we add a lead out, and then for our large gaps we're going to say use lead out and then recompute. Alright, and you can see that lead out radius is now driving where this link back position is going to be. Okay, so we can make that larger or smaller, and you can use the different link options in order to adjust that. So if we didn't want to do this one, we could say horizontal line. I don't know, that didn't look any different, so, but either way you get the idea. The other thing that we want to do here is adjust the start and the finish, right? So you can extend that just like we did in flow line. So we're going to go to here and here, and at the start we're going to say, we'll say 50 and 50. Okay, and then you can see how that extends that down and extends this this up. Alright, so now the other thing when we look at this, we don't really want to take this many passes. Those passes are being driven by the surface. We should be able to limit it though. We should be able to go into here and say determine number of cuts, and then let's just say 3, right? And then that way we can say how many we want to cut. The other thing we want to do is on our initial lead in and our lead out, we want to make an adjustment there. So let's go back into here. We're going to go to parameters, links. We're going to say use lead in, use lead out. We're going to change this one to automatic arc. And we're going to change this one to automatic arc. And then recompute. And then that just adds a different lead in style to the start. Then we get it to make its pass, and then now it's repositioning back to the start again. Alright, that's parallel with multiple curves.